most of the state-run institutions did well before, and as a result of the current corrupt leadership, they are collapsing. They are collapsing, and therefore we must not say because there is an incapable leadership, state institutions will inherently not do well. I mean, we can give many examples. Singapore is one of the countries with state-owned enterprises which are contributing decisively to the economy. So we saying here in South Africa, anything that is going to help us, it is a state intervention in partnership with private sector to run a successful economy. Anyway, as you were shouting at the back, I was not shocked because I don't raise comfortable things. I must touch the nerve. And I don't get easily shaken, whether by sober or half sober people. I have no problem at all. No one get to scare me. I express myself anywhere free, without any fear or any intention of begging relationships. I'm here to articulate the EFF policy. You like it or not, it doesn't matter. We are happy that the Cape Chamber invited us, not because we share anything, but because we can exchange ideas. What is going to make South Africa work? What is going to make South Africa work is platforms like this, where we sit together and exchange ideas, sometimes in a robust manner, because it is good for our democracy. We cannot just sit in our comfort zones and not talk to each other. We have to talk to one another, sometimes uncomfortable as it might be. It's a necessary discourse because it will build this country. That's Madiba's legacy, the ability to talk to those you even disagree with. That's where we come from, and we believe that with this type of intervention, South Africa will be a better place. We have noted all those international developments, and even when it was nice time internationally, we were still doing bad, not because of the global economy, but because of the policies which were agreed to during the sunset clauses. We need the sunrise clauses. Thank you.
So guys, here they also say that's Julius malema. He went and gave the speech, even though if you see the crowd, it's mostly white, so it's not his normal crowd, but he still went. He thanks for the invitation, and he went and he gave his speech, and you hear what he said? No one can scare him, whether you're acting drunk or you're sober. So he's basically saying he has a backbone, he cannot be bullied, or someone can scare him off. He's gonna stand his ground at all times because he's a revolutionary. He speak what he meant, and he does not back down from no one, regardless of where he is. And what he's saying that even though some of these people don't agree with him, obviously in the crowd, because they were shouting, you still have to have dialogue. That's how democracy works. Not because you're going to only go to somewhere where everyone agrees with you. You have to go to where people disagree with you vehemently, but yet you can still have a conversation. But this is a two-part video. I want you to watch the second part, and then we're going to tie it in. But watch it because I want you to hear what his response to this young lady. Watch this video. Boom.
Atuwa Tama Kamske. It means, in my ancestral language, our struggle continues. Mr. Malema, you have no authority to talk about land ownership. The Khoisan is the only authentic voice that can talk about land. We were the first freedom fighters fighting the colonials when they came here 360 years ago. We were the first people of this nation. We were the first people of Southern Africa. And today we still face oppression. This country's history did not start in 1910 when the ANC was established, nor did it start in 1994 when you went to a democratic dispensation. We lived here, and you, your ancestors, and the white ancestors found us here. So we can only talk about land ownership as you found us here. The indigenous people of South Africa and Southern Africa needs to be restored. That was taken from them by the invaders. I thank you.
I'm not sure there was a question there. If there was a statement, would you like to answer?
Well, I think that you are extremely missing a point. Me and you are Africans. And this land you are referring to and the whole of Africa was one thing until the colonialists came to divide us. So you must never see yourself as being something different from what I am. Otherwise, you are inviting self-isolation. We, the black African majority and the Khoisan, were one thing. And we are the only ones who can speak with authority about the Africa, the continent of African majority. So don't take away, I'm not from Europe. My ancestors are not from Europe. This Africa belongs to Africans, and that's what the Khoisan are. Don't isolate yourself, my sister. This solidarity will help us to defeat colonialist and apartheid legacy.
So you see in that video, majority of the crowd is white, and you see that black lady that stood up, that stand up and started to read out this paper. Can you see this is not her thoughts? Because if it was her thoughts, she wouldn't be reading it off a piece of paper. That's how I see it. If you're gonna pose a question to someone, you don't need to. It's a part of you. If you believe in it strongly, you don't need to write it down or read. Anyway, he went basically telling Julius malema here that he cannot speak on land in that area because he's not from there, and she basically timing say he's just like the whites who come there. But in his response, you hear what he said? Before I get to the response, I think some white person in this group she's close with gas her up to stand up and basically denounce the next president. Cause in my mind, he's gonna be the next South African president, Julius malema. Remember what I said? He's gonna be the next president of South Africa. So I think someone gas her up and give her this to pose this question to kind of push back on him. But listen to his response. His ancestors are from Africa. He's African. So if he speaks on African land, why would she now in turn want to self-identify and self-isolate herself from the continent? It's a continent. It's Africa. How are you going to tell a black man, a black revolutionary, who is fighting for South Africans to get their lands back? You now going to say, you are from there, he's not from there, just like the white settlers. The man is not a white settler. He's not a settler. He did not come to Africa. He was born there. His ancestors is from Africa. The man is 100% African, true and true, via his ancestry. So this idea that she's going to say he can speak on African land makes no sense, because he's talking about the unity of the continent. African countries all coming together and all take back their land, like what most Mugabe did from Zimbabwe. He takes some, he said in our speech, he takes some of the ideas from Mugabe, but not everything. So what he's saying here is the lands belongs to Africans in general. So now she's she's distancing herself from malema as an African and said that this is mine, you can't have this. But yet the white people them in the crowd clapping her, gassing her up, to make it seem as if it was this big moment that she stand up against a dictator. That's what someone personally I think gets her to do. And this is so ridiculous. This is the kind of people that will end up set back our movement. People with this kind of mindset that I'm an African, yes, but you're not from where I'm from, so you can't say nothing about my land because this is not your land. It's our land in general, black ancestors, black Africans. She must pose these questions to the white colonizers. Those are the people you should pose this question to. People who settle on the continent, who have ancestries from the Dutch, England, the Americas, Europe, Arab countries. These questions must pose to that kind of person, not to an ex-South African who's fighting to get back your land. You're going against that specific person and saying, you can't speak on my property. Man is African, and he's fighting for the African continent, which includes all. So I didn't get her question, and her question was kind of ridiculous to me. But this is what a president should look like and should speak up and sound. Well, he's a member of parliament in South Africa in the EEF group, the EFF group. So now he's speaking from a place of he know what he's talking about. That's why I say hence he said he and the current president don't really see eye to eye, but they grew up together. So as he said, he don't hate him. He just that they have different what's the word I'm looking for? They have different way of doing things. They don't have the same ideologies, put it that way. So yeah. But keep an eye on this guy, Julius Malema, from the EFF party of South Africa. He gonna do big things for that specific country. Anyway, as I know, thanks for watching. I don't know. Tell a friend, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. So anyway, thanks for watching. You don't know. Peace, one love. Boom.